a lot of these businesses are sentiment driven. And so in a world where things are sentiment driven, you have to kind of figure out if that momentum exists or not behind it. Now, Ather's core product could be great. I mean, the bikes could be great, their production could be good, their direction could be fine. But right now the sentiment is a bit tentative in the world. And I think that's reflected in sort of everything you're seeing. Consumption is down. Any consumption-related businesses has challenges over the last few quarters. So in that backdrop, to at least get public and get it out, I think is good. Let's also realize that an IPO is a financing activity, it's not an end game. So in that context, you've now accomplished that financing activity, whether that was secondary sale that took place, or whether that was primary capital for the business. You've accomplished what you intended to accomplish with it, so congrats to them and hats off. The question will now be, they'll have to prove that their product is actually differentiated and their business actually can deliver exceptional value. The hard thing right now is you have a comp out there that hasn't been able to demonstrate that. And you have very large players in a Bajaj and a Hero that probably are looking at it and say, all right, we can play this game at some point and that's going to come to bear. And actually, I mean, that's a more fundamental question for any product-related business. And we've had that conversation here as well around the fact that, look, if you're building a product and there is an established player in that space, is your product just a feature? Is your business just a feature? Or is it actually differentiated in some deeper way? Now, I think that's the question that Ather will have to prove, is that can we actually demonstrate that our bikes are better? Can we demonstrate that fundamentally someone can't copy it? That we have a product or price proposition that's sustainable towards a sustainable business model? And maybe those questions become louder in people's minds when the markets are tentative. They're muted. Fear and greed, two things that people are playing on. There's an underlying sentiment of fear right now versus an underlying sentiment of greed. When the world is great and everything's good, all these questions become less loud. When things are uncertain, these questions crop up a little bit louder, and I think that's what's reflected in their listing. But I mean, congrats to them for actually making it happen.
Yeah, I want to sort of close out with Urban Company's IPO. I know we're not in that space, but it's an interesting company. It's a 1,900 crore IPO.
I actually think that these guys are probably one of those IPOs that has the opportunity to change sentiment. It feels to me like they have hit on a customer proposition that's been solid. They've delivered on it very effectively. Just the positive sentiment around the business is great. And so I haven't looked enough at their economics, but again, I'm going to assume that they're in a healthy place as a business.
So the revenues are at 846 crores for the first 9 months of FY25, and it's a restated profit before tax of 27 crores. So okay.
So they're profitable, and it seems like they found the model that works. So it's probably the right time for them to do that. And I assume they're going public because from here forward they have a path for how that continues to expand. And so, look, I think all of that bodes really well. They don't seem to have much organized competition to what they're doing. So they've established that they understand how to execute in this space. So, like I said, we live in a world of sentiment. This, I think, has an opportunity to really shift people's belief in the fact that there are businesses that can effectively organize unorganized segments and deliver a proposition that's valuable to customers in a sustainable business model. So, I mean, and it's good. Congrats to all the investors that are getting out. The founders deserve the liquidity that they're getting, and hopefully they will demonstrate that the people who are buying the share today have a chance to actually make money from here forward. But yeah, this is one of those where, well, let's say Ather was kind of one of those. It's good for them that they got out. Happy that they can see where they go from here. This maybe has a chance to really reinstill people's faith in the idea that there are exciting opportunities for businesses to really reinvent traditional segments.